Today, I'm going to be mixing Band of Horses, cigarettes, weddings. No, cigarettes, wedding bands. Sorry if all the Band of Horses fans out there that I didn't know that. This is a set of multi-tracks that I have, and I'm basically going to deconstruct it and mix this from scratch. Not in an attempt to recreate the mix that they had, or the commercial mix, but just an exercise in listening to what there is and making adjustments on the fly and just having some fun with it. So, join me. Okay, so I have the track zeroed out, and we're just going to start from scratch and start pulling up these faders and see what's going on. The first kick drum we have sounds like it's definitely an outside mic. You can really hear a lot of the room and a lot of the ambience of the drum. Although this might be an outside mic too. Let's see here. There's an inside mic. So we have two outside mics and an inside mic. Let's see if we can make any sense of what they might be. Let's hear. Oh, that's real clicky. That could be an inside mic. Yeah, this is a tough one. It's kind of counterintuitive to what I'm used to. So, the answer is I have no clue. But they work together. Let's just try to put together a mix of the bunch and see what we got. Sound great. All right, let's bring the snare. Upper snare and a bottom snare. Got a lot of cymbal coming through, which usually means that it was EQ'd pretty heavy on the front end. I'm going to try a gate on it. Just because we could probably go ahead and, mix the drums all together, but you're going to find a lot of the cymbal energy is going to be coming through the snare, which sometimes you might have to just cope with because a gate is just going to sound really strange when you have that cymbal energy kind of pushing and pulling on the gate. But I'm going to try and see if I can get a clean gate out of it. I'm just going to try to minimize it, and I'm going to try to make it so you don't hear the pushing and pulling of the gate, even in soloed mode. And I'm going to do that with the release function. Put on fast attack. And then I'm going to use the range to kind of bring it down to a point where it's minimizing it but not taking it out, because a hard gate is going to be a little bit more, it's going to flash a little bit more in a mix. This is their difference. And what I'm probably going to find is that it's not doing what I need it to do, so it's probably going to be worth just leaving it off, and then trying to find a way to equalize the drums without isolating the snare as much. All right, so let's bring in the overheads and see if they start making everything feel a little bit cohesive. Okay. One thing's for sure is we're not going to have to add any sizzle to it. It's got plenty of high end baked into it. Let's check out these other room mics and kind of put them in and see how they're feeling. Got a nice boomy one here. Looks like we might have a left and right room just to split off a stereo. And make sure you're listening for the panning and you're not cross panning things in a weird way. Keep everything as stereo imaged as possible. So it looks like what they did for the toms is they already went through and edited them, which is nice. Let's just check out their edits. Ah, very nice, very nice. Got a nice little fade out on them too, so they're not hard cut. Be less of a flash when the toms ring in and you hear that cymbal bleed, and then it sort of fades out, so it's not going to be these hard things that kind of pop out in the mix at you. Let's check out the panning of these guys in the overheads and make sure we're going to hit them in the right way. High tom, low tom, it sounds like. So we're going to do it in that way. We're going to have the high tom go to the right side, low tom to the left side, which is essentially audience perspective, which is the way I like to mix anyway. Cool. I'm going to throw all these drums on a stereo bus, if not for just being able to control the whole thing easily as one instrument. But sometimes I'll go and do some stereo bus effects like compression and whatnot. But in this case, I don't know if that's going to be needed because everything's pretty well affected on the front end. Meaning when they recorded this, they went pretty heavy on all of their adjustments, which makes it a little less, a little less leeway on this end. But that's the thing. When a producer is committed to their sound, that's the way they want it. And they don't, they're not really looking for somebody else to, get too much deeper in on it. And I totally respect that. And I'm going to try to maintain that. So now we have something cool here called drum amp, which I'm going to go ahead and solo out because I'm super curious what this is. Woo! So it sounds like it's just a distorted drum signal. Maybe they put it through an amplifier. I'm going to use that sparingly, I think. It's a little harsh. If it did something with, kind of crunched out the drums a little bit more than just sort of brought out the, the intensity of the cymbals, I might feel like it's more useful. But for now, I'm probably going to just very subtly mix that in. All right, we have a beginning of a drum sound here. Have to wait till we get other stuff in to really start refining what needs to be brought out. So next, let's take a look at some guitars. Move these down below. And then let's take a look at what appear to be sort of the rhythm guitar sections. We have a bend guitar, for those of you who know the band. Nice lush guitar tone. I wonder if I could place the amp. Let's see. Sounds maybe like an overdriven Fender of some kind. No idea if I'm even close, but hey, I'm willing to throw my 2 cents out there, see if I'm right. And then we have Rob, big guitar. definitely more of a much more overdriven amp. And then we have Rob guitar, and this is for what appear to be the verses. What I'm going to do for now is just pan these according to player. So I'm going to have Ben guitar on the left, Rob guitar on the right. I'm not sure if that corresponds to how they play or not, but that's just what we're going to do for now. And we have, let's see, we have a Rob guitar chorus, which sounds like it might be something different than that. I don't know. We also have the big guitar, so let's see what this Rob chorus guitar is. Yeah, some sort of arpeggiated or picked chord. And then we have some strums. More like plucks, but yes. Delay guitar. So these are all going to play off each other in some way, I assume, once we start packaging them all together. Let's see, we have Rob guitar bridge. And something called end guitar. Sounds like the same part, maybe even the same performance with different amps. Let's check it out. Okay, cool. Next we have some organs. We have a left and a right and a low, which is probably a B3 of some kind. It would only be one kind, but still, let's hear it. Cool. I'm just going to engage the organ group here, just to control this as one. And we can go back and take the groups out if we need to change the balance of it. All right, let's start to put a balance together on this. We're going to leave the bass guitar out for now. Just my particular method that I do just helps me sort of gauge it better, but everybody has their own way that they find their balance. This is just mine. So I'm going to need to hear the vocal before I'll really know what's supposed to be sort of intending to have the biggest voice in there. So until then, I'm just going to put these together in a bus. And then I can make adjustments from there. Also going to do, just to sort of take a little bit of the lifting off me, is I'm just going to put a SSL compressor on the guitar bus and just sort of take off a little bit of the pokey parts. And what I mean by pokey parts is things that are just sort of getting a little unruly volume-wise, and it'll kind of keep everything tucked. Let's check out this bass. We're starting out with a bass amp, and we have a bass DI here as well. Really like the amp, but the two work really well together. Very well captured. Now, this is kind of a new, I guarantee you this wasn't used in the original mixing, but for me, I'm just going to take a little bit of the presence out of the guitars, just because they get a little artifacty for me on the top. Not artifacty, what's a good word? Pointy, I guess. So I'm going to just use a preset on here, and it's called, what is it called? Let's see here. Beefy guitars. Let's try that. All right. So what this is doing, it's just kind of scraping a little bit of the crunchiness out of it. Again, this is what's being taken out. Not much, just a little bit, but just makes it a little bit more friendly to my ears and just kind of might settle into the mix a little better. But this is most definitely not something that they did in the original recording. try to do a little bit of drum gluing here just because I think it could benefit from it. And one of my favorites is the 2500, API 2500. So let's give that a shot. And I have a little preset I made myself called EL drums that I can start with, but it's a little heavy-handed, so we'll see. We'll probably have to tone it back. Yeah, this is not going to work for us today because it brings out a lot of cymbal energy, and we have plenty of that. So let's try a different approach. This also, to me, brings out cymbal energy, but let's just try it, see what happens. So we're still getting a lot of cymbals coming through. And again, I'm going to try something that is just kind of, you know, nothing that I think maybe the producer intended, but I'm just going to do it because I think ultimately it might help. But let's find out. I'm going to do cymbals soothed and see if it kind of helps take that down a notch. That helps me a little bit. Just makes it a little less strident on top, and you know, helps everything seem to find its place a little better. Let's put a little bit of a verb on the snare. I think it could use a little tail. So let's set up an aux. Call this snare verb. And let's just put something that, you know, semi-generic on it, like a, let's just try Valhalla reverb. And let's just use one of the presets. Let's say ballad snare for fun. And we're going to create a bus for this. We'll call it 7/8. We're going to send our snare out to bus 7 and 8, and feather in a little bit of this reverb. This is what we're mixing in. There's a little bit of a tail on it. To my ears, that's sounding a little better. got a bit of an instrumental mix going now. We got all of our elements in. Now we're missing some vocals. Let's see what we got.
The working man's day, we just piss it away. We sit out in the weather. The familiar ain't set, time soon breeds contempt.
So we have pretty much just a straight up doubling, which is a classic vocal effect. Used it for, you know, since recording pretty much started, or at least multi-tracking. So let's, I don't know how heavy they intended the double to be, but let's, you know, get in there as much as it feels good and just work with it, see what happens.
The working man's day, we just piss it away. We sit out in the weather. Familiar ain't set, time soon breeds contempt. Wash your hands of it forever.
You could benefit from a little bit of compression. So let's go ahead and pop on a 1176 style kind of compressor, see what happens.
The working man's day.
We'll go to a preset, bluey. Let's just try rock my vocal. That sounds like it might work.
The working man's day, we just piss it away. We sit out in the weather. The familiar ain't set, time soon breeds contempt. Wash your hands of it forever. Violence it rip through.
Sounds good. Let's put in the double and see what happens.
The working man's day, we just piss it away. We sit out in the weather.
So I'm not compressing the second vocal on purpose because what I want is an effect sound. And I feel like if I compress the two, they'll just start competing and not have that kind of stereo-esque vibe that happens when you have a straight double going across the vocal.
The working man's day, we just piss it away. We sit out in the weather.
All right, and let's see, we have a chorus vocal, which just looks like it's just a different take on it. Let's find out.
Said he could reason with them while they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie. While they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie.
Sounds a little hotter. Maybe they just kind of pushed into the preamp a little more. Kind of a little bit of a distortion going on.
He could reason with them while they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie.
And again, we have the double going on. Let's put over this compressor, adjust it to taste, and see if that helps.
He could reason with them while they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie. They lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie.
And just for the sake of making this chorus get bigger, let's push the double even more.
Said he could reason with them while they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie. While they lie tonight. They lie tonight while they lie. The picture was left on the front porch. The back said, I love you. Don't you ever think of me. If my body goes into hell with my soul.
Looks like we have some backup vocals here, maybe. Let's check it out. Yeah, just kind of a little thickener, maybe just to add extra stacks to it. For fun. Let's see what we got here.
And why can we live so
long? I'm gonna just put some effects on these because it just feels like it could tail out a little better. I'm just gonna put like just kind of a delay on it just to kind of make it thick and kind of soup up a little bit. A quarter note. Let's see what we got here. Also going to do a little bit radioify the vocal to kind of get that sort of mid-range punch through. So just going to take this SSL type compressor and just push the sort of 2 to 3,000 hertz range a little bit. I'm not going to take away any of the highs and lows like you might if you're really going strong on the radio thing, but just to sort of make it mid-range pop. All right, what else do we have here? We have Jimmy. Jimmy left and right. Sort of maybe trash can or something? Not sure. There we have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Found some of it entertaining, useful, anything. But yeah, here's Band of Horses cigarettes, wedding bands. Thank you all, and catch you next time.